Hey everyone, we would like to start by thanking everybody for being with us on this little journey of Peanut Butter and Triggered. This is episode 50. We just wanted to say thank
you. Yeah, thank you, Bing Bongs.
Thanks!
Hey everyone, welcome to Peanut Butter and Triggered. I am Scott, joined by my main man,
Jace, what's up?
And our anime-loving 7-year-old,
Jacob Ward just fucked up.
Oh, Lord.
Jacob Boner. You know we're gonna edit that out, right? You don't have to keep crying.
Oh, okay, I felt so bad. I was like, I ruined the podcast.
Jacob screwed it up actually 2 times in a row, which is funny.
Yeah. Well, we had 50 episodes, and because of Jacob, this is the end. Just now. I just decided when he interrupted the intro.
Thanks.
That would be actually funny if literally that was the last thing we ever played, and that was the exit to the podcast.
Yeah.
you never heard
just
from
like,
us again.
And
Yeah. Hey, today we're gonna do a few things. We have a bunch of news to talk about. I would love to talk a little bit about our original topic, which was PUBG versus Fortnite and what those games have done well or shitty, either way. And then we're going to close out by kind of looking at some of the older episodes and talk a little bit about Peanut Butter and Triggered over the past year. So, should be good. Hey, but we have to start with our favorite topic, the PDW. Jay is going to do it a little differently. Go ahead, start, my man.
Yeah, basically I haven't been watching anything or playing anything new because I'm still waiting on the Mortal Kombat update, and honestly I haven't picked up any video games really since. And the new Grand Theft Auto Casino DLC, that turned out to be meh. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by the next time we record. I'll give you an in-depth analysis, but it's doing great in the box office, and critically. I mean, it's getting like 84% Rotten Tomatoes and 8.7 on IMDb, so it should be a good one, and hopefully it doesn't let me down. But basically, I've actually been listening to a lot of music lately, so music isn't really something that we normally talk about on this show for some reason, and I don't quite know why. Maybe because I think it was mainly just Ben that listened to music out of the two of us. Like, he listened to the most music, or I guess I would say
he just fucking listened to emo shit and, oh dude, look at this video of me punching this guy.
Well, I mean, it's not like so far off, but I don't think that he like. I think that he had much more of a diverse taste in music than the both of us, which makes it sound like we're just going to give really shitty opinions on music now. So I'm glad that I did that. Anyways, so I've been listening to a couple of new songs from a new album by an artist named Blood Orange. He started out as like an indie rock band, then he performed as an indie rock band by himself, and now he's kind of embraced like pop roots. And it's actually really good so far. It's different. It's stripped down. It sounds lo-fi but produced at the same time. And there's one song on there that I'd highly recommend. It's a single. It's called Benzo. Super smooth. It features a cello, which I've not heard in a long time, since like Game of Thrones. And then another band that I've been following lately. It sucks though because they're dead. They like
Linkin
recently
Park.
died. No, it's not Linkin Park. It's a band called Hers, HERS, HER''S, I should say. But yeah, their entire discography is really cool. It's like if somebody plucked Julian Casablancas out of the Strokes and put him into the Smiths. So it's a strange combination, but it totally works. And it's literally just a duo. It's a guy on guitar and a guy on bass guitar, and it works really well. But that's basically all I've been doing is listening to music.
I feel like I remember that Bam Margera used to listen to her.
That's him.
Oh.
You played yourself.
I played myself. All right. J-Bach.
Hi.
What are you doing?
So,
we're watching.
I've been lately I've just been playing a lot of women.
Oh my god.
I've been doing a lot of women, and I've been watching a lot of porn. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much what's been going on in my life. So Scott, what about you?
Okay.
Well, what have I been doing, you ask? Madden. Playing Madden. I mean, we've had sports games or sports podcasts, but I'll just touch a little bit on it. It's just I really enjoy it. They added each player rather than just stats. The players will have a defining characteristic. For example, some quarterbacks can see the blitz. So normally, if you have like a specialty quarterback, an elite quarterback, you could actually the blitzer will glow, which is kind of cool. It's a way. I feel like so much in games, in sports games, what happens is everyone's just a number. It's a 97 overall or a 96 overall. Or
Yeah.
With this, it actually changes it up a little bit, and it gives a little more personality and a little more strategy to who you play with, which is a lot of fun. So I've been playing that. Other than that, I have not been really watching anything. Just living my life, one step at a time, if you know what I mean.
So a lot of women.
No.
Oh.
Hey Jay, you want to kick us off with a little bit of news, my guy?
Yeah.
Can I do my PDW? Mine was a joke.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Cool. So I've been playing Apex Legends every single fucking day. Waiting for the fucking help out. Thank you. I have been doing absolutely nothing
With your life.
but yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just work. Video game. Thank you. And watching. I have been watching Supernatural, but that hasn't changed.
God.
But I just started watching the new anime series, Demon Slayer. It is 17 episodes, and it is fucking amazing. You know why it's amazing? Yeah.
Because they slay demons.
No. Because people fucking die. People die in this shit. And touching back on Jay's music, I will be gone from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on a 3-day music festival out in Washington called Watershed. It is country music, the best soul music there is.
Have I ever told you about what my theory on country music singers?
You
What
haven't.
is it?
My theory is that all country music singers are actually the same person. They just change hats. So out will come Kenny Chesney, and he'll sing whatever songs Kenny Chesney sings, and then he'll walk into the back, he'll change hats, and he'll walk back out, and all the drunk cowboys are like, "Oh my God, it's Garth Brooks!"
Or Dirks
And then he'll
Bentley.
sing Garth Brooks. Oh my God, is that Dirks Bentley?
Okay, so
I think,
what about when
Ben-
Darius Rucker comes out?
I don't
Then
know
they
who
say
that
it's
is,
Hootie and the
but-
Blowfish.
Oh, okay. Okay, what about when Shania Twain?
Then they'll say, "Damn, I feel like a woman."
I think
Okay.
it was Ben's joke that all country music stars' first name sounds like a noise you'd make during sex. Like,
That's actually kind of funny.
But anyway, yeah, sounds kind of fun if you're into country music festivals and specifically being in the state of Washington.
Come see me.
Yeah. Like 7? How are you about to get out drunk?
17.
Oh, okay. Let's talk a little bit about
ladies.
news. The Call of Duty has dropped a couple new trailers, very short trailers, teasers. I'm actually low-key excited about this game. Looks really cool. But one thing that people have noticed is that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, this year's Call of Duty, the watches that the players in game are wearing are set to the correct time, like real life time, which is kind of cool, I guess. What do you guys think? Wow.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, they basically reskinned the game and then added this one feature. So it's actually the same game as last year with the new watch.
Is this the current Call of Duty, or is this the one that's coming out, the Modern Warfare Call of Duty?
This is the one that's coming out, and it's done. It's a new engine, which is crazy. They've been on the same engine since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4
God.
Modern Warfare. So they're finally in a new engine, so everyone doesn't look the exact fucking same. They're really sprucing it up. A lot of journalists were bitching about how it's too realistic, so it was like giving them PTSD. Which I was like, did you play that one where you shoot all those people in the airport?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
You're a fucking terrorist.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of interesting. Jay, do you have a little news to talk about?
It's a teensy bit of news, but yeah. So Bethesda's back in the news. Did you hear about this? Did you guys hear this?
The only thing we talk about more than No Man's Sky is Bethesda.
And I think even more so now, Bethesda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shitsta.
Yeah, as Jacob would call it. Yeah. So Bethesda. Bethesda was they just re-released Doom 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 are available on the Switch. I think 1 and 2 are available on iOS and Android right now. But apparently you needed a Bethesda account to even play it. Yep, it was required.
So you purchased the game and you had to log in via Bethesda account?
Right, on a game that didn't require it in the past.
Yeah, it requires no account because the game's like 150 years old. So
right.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Did they all come in one pack? Do you know, or were they separate? So you had to buy 1, 2, and 3.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't purchase it. But the other thing too is that they have now realized their mistake and they've issued a statement saying, you know what, it was our mistake. You guys don't need to have a Bethesda account to play. They did that same shit with Blades, the Elder Scrolls game on mobile.
Yeah, well, which I get. Like, to a point, I understand having to have like an account for a game like Blades, because I mean it's like concurrent and you're playing kind of like, you know, you're playing dungeons and shit, and you have a game that's just continuing to update and all this other bullshit.
Sure.
But Doom is the same fucking game that it's always been.
Yeah.
It's not like you're growing your plants and like farming shit. You're playing Doom.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on in Bethesda. There must just be a bunch of assholes there just like, I don't know, like, hey, you know what'd be dope? Let's make someone create an account. Like, no one wants to create a fucking account.
Well, I guess they're learning, so that's good.
Well, they best be learning. We'll see. Jacob.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a little news?
I had, it's not a lot of news like Jay, but just a couple of things I thought were kind of interesting. So the first one is at the Comic-Con event. There was a little anime event that they're bringing for Dragon Ball Super, and about 700 to 1,000 people showed up, they said, which was the most they've ever had, considering it's a Comic-Con event, not an anime event. Mm-hmm. And at that event, they broke the world record for the longest Kamehameha, and it was recorded by Guinness World Record.
Wow, how long was it?
I didn't even see.
What the hell is that?
Just basically, you don't know what it is?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not an anime geek.
I know what a Kamehameha is.
Everybody should know that. You've never watched Dragon Ball ever?
No.
Goku, the main character, his main move is called Kamehameha, where he goes like Kamehameha and like does like a little like blue beam of light.
Okay.
It's literally his like signature move.
Okay.
So basically, everybody held their haw as long as they could.
Oh, I thought okay, so it was just a bunch of nerds yelling.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, but they all did it with like all the American voiceover actors for Dragon Ball. And then also, something that's been really big on Twitch lately, it's been even bigger than Minecraft, not during that the World Cup, but just typically because Minecraft just dominates Twitch right now. Minecraft Mondays, so basically like high-end, or not high-end, just like really famous YouTubers like PewDiePie and Fitz and a bunch of other ones. Even Ninja was streaming Minecraft on Mondays, and they've just been playing games like Royale games, like survival games. It's been super popular. They've done it like 6 weeks in a row now. And then the only other thing I have is just there's another girl streamer that's been coming up recently in our local area. Her name's Brooke AB. She's been doing videos with Soda Poppin', Greeks, and it's a really famous Fortnite player, Tifu.
I don't know these people.
Yeah, Tifu's like I think the world's greatest Fortnite player. Well, I guess he's not because he didn't win the cup, but that's pretty much it I have for news.
I was gonna ask you something about one of your news things, but I
forgot.
Oh yeah. How are people still playing like Minecraft? I played Minecraft when it was an alpha, and like I get back on and I don't get it. The combat's not even good. It's so shitty.
That's the thing, is it was popular at one time, and so all of them basically just wanted to do this thing where they just took one game that they used to play years ago that they thought was fun and just make it just blow up. Also, I will say one thing that I've noticed that is kind of dope is I was playing video games last night, and I was watching Shroud's stream, and he wasn't really playing video games, he was just testing out his VR, but they actually have VR Minecraft now, which I think that would be pretty dope.
If you go online, there's actually a dude who did like a 20-minute video, like highlighting he lived a whole day in Minecraft.
That's
he actually
crazy.
Put the VR on. He slept everything.
I could see how that would get really dangerous, though, like for your health.
Yeah, he said after that he felt like really weird, and he said he was getting headaches, so he had to like close his eyes and try to sleep, but it was still bright because there's a VR in his head.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can literally kill yourself.
That would have been kind of dope.
Yeah, I don't know the background behind the Minecraft Mondays, though. I just know it's been huge on YouTube and Twitch lately.
I'm not even surprised. I know, like my nephew, he still plays like Minecraft all the time.
It's crazy. I don't get it.
Like love Minecraft like almost as much as they love Fortnite.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was like the original like video game that had like such a craze around like pop culture, because you always used to see like the T-shirts, all the merchandise. Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, they even have a it's not even a sequel. It's just another. It's almost like a spin-off Minecraft Dungeons that's coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And then they already had the Minecraft game, the Minecraft story game or whatever it was called.
No, I didn't know about them.
As shitty as you say Minecraft is, like, if somebody says the word Minecraft, you know enough about the game, I bet. You know what it is. Like, it's super popular.
Yeah, and I'm
even
not
though you hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Like, I'm just saying, like, it blows... I don't hate it, but...
It's fine. You can hate it.
It's been... I know I can.
It's the same game.
This long. Yeah, and people are still playing it. Like, to me, I played it. I played it for hours. I built my own little fort. Like, I survived with my friends, so we played it for, like, a few months and played it a lot. But then I just don't really understand how it's still being played. Like, how is it still fun? But what do I know? I'm old now.
I mean, Classic World of Warcraft does come out on August 27th, 2019, and I'm probably more excited for it than any game. And it's a game that's came out 15 years ago. Oh, also, Dragon Ball, the reason they're doing that, I forgot to say, is they're having their 30-year anniversary. That was a big reason for all the Dragon Ball stuff at Comic-Con this year. But
30 years.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty much it.
Well, I'll follow up with the little Fortnite news that they had a huge $30 million competition. I'm sure many of you have heard about this. And the top 4 players, believe it or not, were American, which was surprising to me because normally when we play these kind of games, Americans lose. The Asians.
Dude, there's always like Nerf EU signs, I always see. Because Europe is just so good at video games.
Yep. And also Asia. Asia's super good.
Yeah.
They're actually like the best normally, like at StarCraft and like League. But the number 1 winner was Booga. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he won $3 million.
3 mil.
1.8 million. Like, come on, dude, give me second place.
Dude, if it was just me and one other guy, I'd be like, bro, let's just split this, or just kill me, man.
Well, it's interesting because that's it's based on points. It's not one game. It's
kills.
So exactly. So like when they do the PUBG ones, it's everyone's really aggressive, trying to eliminate as many as they can because it's a combination of where you finish with how many kills you get. So I think someone won PUBG without even winning. Like they just got enough kills that they won the whole shebang.
I agree with that though.
I've always wondered how they do that. So do they just queue into a random game and then just try to get as many kills as they can?
No. How that works is they play with 100 people, or however many the event has, and they play against each other. Got it. Okay. They'll play like they'll do duos, and then the hard thing with like Jay said, I agree with it too. The hard thing with these games is they're so random, and you can't have it come down to one game, because what if someone just gets fucked and like every building they find there's like no gear?
Yeah.
So they might be the best team, but they lose just because maybe the circle positions on the other side of the field, or
But I mean,
whatever.
that's Royales, man.
No, I understand that, but this is for millions of dollars, so I understand they're kind of wanting like who's the best overall battle royale, not who has the best luck in one game. You know.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, hey, you talked a little bit about Bethesda. I'm going to follow up with a little Bethesda stuff too. Guess what?
Sure.
Fallout 76 is getting a new battle royale map, just what we were all screaming for.
Great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know.
Nobody's gonna play.
I don't know. There must. So it says it's a 52-man battle royale mode. I wonder if they can actually fill a single server with the remaining players on that game.
You know what's funny is I've noticed Apex and apparently Fallout now. I don't know if there's any other ones, but they're doing like lower like games. Like in Apex it's 60 players, and there it's gonna be 50 or 60 is what you said.
52.
Yeah, so that's crazy. It's such a random lore, like PUBG, Fortnite, even H1Z1 before
100.
like Rails were big. They were 100.
Yeah. I think those are, if I had to guess, I'm guessing those are limitations on the engines.
Yeah.
You know, like, isn't Apex on Titanfall's engine?
Titanfall 2 engine. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
dude, they have, like, I would say Apex is probably the second biggest. I don't know how close it is to PUBG, but I know PUBG just had that huge update, so they probably
What's
have...
the most popular battle royales?
It's going to be Fortnite by far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just wondering, like, what would actually be...
But I feel like they could support 100-person, and maybe the map's not big enough, I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, like I said, a lot of times those, like, literally, your engine can't handle it. They just can't handle that many people. It starts doing weird shit, you know? But, and like Fallout's engine, that doesn't surprise me at all. It can't handle any more than 52. I mean, it's for one person.
The thing I like about Fortnite and Apex that I don't like about PUBG is they both incorporate like kind of like a PvE sort of method into their games where like in Apex there's like birds that have crates and you can shoot them and loot the crates, but then like teams nearby will know that you're there. So I mean they have like that going on, and then Fortnite always changes their map.
Yeah, so I guess that we can kind of jump into this because I'm interested in talking about this. Our original podcast was when me and Jay were talking over a year ago. To get the exact date, I believe it was on, let's see here, my guy. April 16th is when we released this of 2018, the original episode 1, PUBG vs. Fortnite. And I believe Jay was playing only basically the single-player version of Fortnite. And I was playing PUBG, and so we thought a good episode would be for us to talk about the kind of the opposites. But what you said, I think, is exactly the difference. Is Fortnite has like updated its map and does all the time, and always has these cool events, whereas PUBG just adds new maps
Or skins. Or
yeah. And I think that's what's done it. Also, it's a big fact that Fortnite's free. Like, it's not $30 to start playing, so it's super easy to pick up.
Not only that, I mean, I feel like the movement on Fortnite is just way more like user friendly than it is on PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG's a little bit fucky the way like stuff. And I don't know, like when I was watching, they did like that concert with Marshmello, and then they did an event where like something came out of the sky, like a phone booth or something came out of the sky, and then they had an event recently where like a robot fought a monster,
which is sick.
Yeah, which is like if you love the game and you're playing kind of the same map over and over again, and all of a sudden that happened, that's really cool. You know, that's something that's really different, and kids love that.
One thing they did in Fortnite is when a pre-patch came out, what they did is there's this huge event where like they could see the map change. It went to this different room, where there's these pillars with these guns frozen in it, and what they're going to do is they're going to get rid of all these guns, but whoever did the like X amount of damage to this one gun, they were going to keep that or put it into the game. I think they had done a bunch of tests for all these guns to see which one people used, and they literally let the viewers or the players choose what gun they wanted to keep into the game, and it was that, I think it was like the minigun, and that is still in the game currently. They got rid of all the other ones.
Yeah, see, that shit's really cool. I feel like they're really connected. I know a lot of people, like, I have buddies who their kids say that all they want for Christmas is V-Bucks, which is crazy.
Yeah, my girlfriend's little brother, all he wants is V-Bucks. He wants me to take him to GameStop all the time so he can buy V-Bucks. I'm like, dude, you can't spend your money like that.
Dude, it's such a waste. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's not a waste if you're really into it, I suppose. But I don't know, man.
I don't see the value. I wasn't like that when I was younger.
I was.
It's a different world now.
I didn't want V-Bucks. I wanted the Bungie stuff.
Well, I'm saying I was like that for other things. Like, at the time, I remember I used to collect Pokemon cards. And I remember just, like, wasting all my money on, like, booster packs and stuff. It was just, like,
I was
it
like
was
that
stupid.
with TV, yeah.
Well, I could understand that.
yeah.
The difference for me and how I look at it is your cards are still there. Like, they're physical. It's like in your
yeah,
mind.
they're not.
Like
And they have
They're
value,
gone.
too. You can sell
No,
them.
they're gone. I'm an idiot, and I just gave them all away when I got bored with them.
Jay got hustled.
Yeah.
You gave them away, is that what you said?
Yeah, I literally just gave them away. I had, like, almost, like, the entire 150 first Pokemon, and I had, like Japanese alternates of, like, a lot of the holographic ones, too. So, I played myself.
Yeah, that's real playing yourself. I actually...
No, just kidding.
I was the coolest kid on the block because I had a Charizard. It was, like, the one Charizard anybody had ever seen. This was, like, I was maybe in first grade. Like, this is 96, 97. And
I was born.
were like, they thought it was so badass. They're like, dude, is that a real Charizard? I'm like, don't touch it, man. Don't even take it out of the sleeve. Yeah,
You say it like that too? You're like, don't take it out of the sleeve.
Yeah, you peon, don't take it out of the sleeve. Only other Charizard owners can take it out of the sleeve. But, yeah. Anyway, to follow up with PUBG, I mean, PUBG's done some kind of cool stuff. I mean, congratulations, you add a new kind of AK. Like, to me, I don't know. It's not, and I'm this coming from someone who played a lot more PUBG than Fortnite. I can respect Fortnite as the way they've done business. I mean, they're making money hand over fist.
Oh, dude, I played the shit out of PUBG for like 8 months, dude. That was literally my game. I just get on my PC, play some PUBG.
I think the one thing is, like, me and Scott were playing PUBG a lot on mobile, and I was playing a lot of Fortnite. I was actually playing both. I was just playing more of the single player, the campaign, but I played, like, all the Battle Royale stuff. But dude, that's like it's so stupid, but, like, that's basically what inspired our first episode and, like, what started the whole podcast. Yeah,
so we were at work, and I was like, dang, this PUBG, like, mobile app's cool, and Jay's like, dude, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna order controllers, and we can play it. And he just, like, Amazon Prime them, and then he got these 2 controllers that never worked. And, but we would, like, on lunch play it, or if it was slow, we would just sit in the back, like, playing the game, playing whole rounds, and our boss would be, like, watching over our shoulder, like, watching us, like, do work. Yeah, and then we're like, dude, I was like, I've always wanted to make a podcast, and he said, well, I've wanted to make a podcast network.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Here we are. And actually, we were stuck with it for a long time. So your other podcast venture got 2 episodes in.
Yeah, the feral old ladies. I remember that. It was me and Ben, and we would just sit there and review, like, weird stuff that we found on the internet. But then we're like, oh, you got to see all of this stuff. This doesn't work. But
yeah,
man,
everyone thought they were funny, but that was, like, the big thing. Everyone's like, I can't see what you're watching, so
dude,
I can't pick up on it.
There were some weird things that we stumbled across on the internet, like stuff that I cannot erase from my memory. It's, like, tattooed on my brain now.
The
weird is an understatement.
Dude, there was the hot dog shooter who lives actually locally. He's awesome. Hershey Wood. That's my dog. And then the other one, which was, I think, super weird, Corn.
That one is the weirdest. If you guys want a piece of some really raunchy history from about, like, 9 months ago, or maybe even longer, maybe like a year ago, go look up Feral Old Ladies, and you'll get 2 episodes of Four Loko and Baked Beans.
That's right, dude. We drank 4 Locos before every episode, before both episodes. So there's technically a lost episode out there.
Please.
Oh, the one that the audio was terrible or something?
Yeah, because I think the same thing sort of happened where it switched to my my computer mic instead of my actual mic.
Oh god, that was so bad.
Yeah, I
There's one of
know.
those. There's a lost episode of. I think there's a lost episode of PBT too that was about horror movies.
No, we released it when we couldn't put anything else out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a PBT bonus. So this is
And I was like, oh my
this
god.
is the 52nd episode, I think, technically, because if you include also the Nailer app,
Oh yeah, that's right.
it was unnumbered. Just because we're like, well, this is just going to be a bonus, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to be about video games or anything. But
So we're lying to the viewers.
we've lied. We've lied to you, and I apologize so deeply. I think it's probably a good time just to kind of take a look at our old episodes. We're not going to go super in depth in them, but I have to say my favorite episode's probably Jurassic Predicaments, just because of the name. Do you remember how we came up with that name?
Yeah, I think Ben or Neb Notlaw was upset with the name of the actual game itself, and he said that it sounded. And he said
That's right.
Yeah, he said something like Dino Crisis sound like too made up or something like that, and it's like, well, what would you want to call it? Jurassic Predicament. Yeah.
Then classic for Robert's approval, which is Robert, one of my buddies. I don't remember why we needed an approval.
No, he said that he was critical of my opinions or something like that, and I can't remember why. Which Robert, I've been improving. You got to admit that.
Yeah. Episode 4 was the first episode without Ben.
Oh.
Oh no, sorry, that was the first episode without Ben after he came in, so that's a whole 2 episodes. One thing that you'll notice in our early episodes is definitely we had like ideas like horror movies and action movies and adventure games and all this shit. We had all these genres to cover that we no longer have, so I feel like this show's definitely taken it's the same kind of show, but it's just a little bit different.
I'd still like to revisit some of those topics though, now that we have Jacob, because like we tackled things like, top action movies in our libraries, or like top TV dramas. What was another one? Oh, top retro games and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
I agree. We should. That is a good plan. Start talking about those. All right, we could talk a little bit about like episode 27. We announced our game of the year for last year, which I believe was Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I remember listening to that.
Yeah. I think you had like your close call. It was almost God of War.
Yeah, exactly. I think like one of you guys went Red Dead and one of you went God of War or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but so my vote was the decider. I can't remember, but I remember announcing it almost because what the actual game of the year was.
Yeah.
And then we know nothing about Dark Souls. Me and Ben just talked about Dark Souls. That was cool.
Oh, I was sick. Or no, I was in Bend and sick, and I had to call in.
That sucks.
But I only called in for like a minute.
Exactly. Well, in episode 41, it's just called Jay is Drunk.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was actually not too long ago. That was when I literally ran back to the studio.
I
drunk.
remember that because he was literally running home and he called me. He's like, I'm on my way home from the bar.
I remember you said you were drunk, so I was like, fuck, I need to get drunk. So I went and got like 4 beers. Just drank them really fast. I was like, alright, let's do the podcast.
Oh, God.
And if you want to hear someone who's a professional drunk, I definitely recommend listening to episode 42, Thode's in the House.
Oh, hell yeah.
You skipped over a pretty important episode.
What's that?
Episode 31.
Episode 31, Jay is Triggered.
What was that triggered by?
Sorry. Episode 30.
Episode 30, I have to go to the next page.
Oh, that was Jacob, our first guest.
What were you triggered about? Let's see here. It just says, in this episode we talk about, oh yeah, you were triggered because I didn't like Hereditary.
Oh, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, that movie was over.
Oh yeah, I hate you again.
Yeah. And this son of a bitch is saying something about Pulp Fiction being overrated in our group chat. Double fuck you.
My guy.
God, shut up.
If you go watch that movie, it's okay. It's like about Bruce Willis driving around the kid from Stranger Things. It's on a motorcycle.
What are you talking about?
It's like a joke about her hair. She looks like the same, just like the kid from Stranger Things with the fucking poofy ass hair. She's always pouting. It's just weird.
Huh. I can't believe you. People say that I'm a hipster and I hate everything.
You do hate everything.
Dude, you don't even like food.
Dude, Jay literally hates everything.
Oh my god.
He gave The Lion King an F+.
I gave it a plus.
I know! Dude, his sister calls him. She's like, I'm gonna watch it. What do you think? He's like, you want my honest opinion? And as soon as he said that, I was like, here it goes. That movie was like a 6 out of 10. I was like, oh my fucking god, dude. Jesus Christ.
It'd actually be like a 5.9 if it was gonna be an F+.
Yeah.
If it was an F+, it'd be a 5.9.
If there was like somebody who I was like, who's the most negative person I could think of, it would be Jay.
That's not true.
Negative, just the most critical person.
Yeah, at least I gave like reasons why I gave it an F+ and just didn't say I just didn't like it.
Oh,
I don't like the texture.
I'm surprised that as such a critical person, you don't have a better grading scale for all your stuff.
I do. It's actually one that's used by all teachers across America, where grading really counts.
If there's one thing that you should not point towards as a model for a good system, it's the United States education system.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. But hey, look who it's pumped out.
You want to know how I have low standards? Is because Jay recently has been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares or
no
Hotel One.
No, you're right. Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares, and he will like tell me like, dude, this person just did blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, that's not that bad. Like I would still eat that, and he's like, oh my god, that's disgusting.
You know how I know that's true is that I recently heard a story where Jacob was cleaning out the break room and he was throwing a bunch of stuff away, and the bin was getting too full, so he pushed it all down, and there was something wet in there, and without even thinking, licked his thumb. And then they said, you were just pushing down rubbish, and like, what did you lick? And he was like, oh, it was wet, I don't know.
Ah!
Why does everybody just bend that story? That's not what happened.
Well, that's the story I've heard twice now.
I was eating Cinnabon.
Oh.
And my Cinnabon plate was on top.
Sure.
And I pushed it down, and I got some of the sticky Cinnabon goop on my finger, and I licked it. I realized my hand was in the garbage, so I probably shouldn't have done that. But I did.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
I just had the best idea that I think would be the perfect show for Jay. RuPaul's Kitchen Nightmares.
In a hotel.
It's like him and his like posse of like drag queens and stuff go around like insulting people who have bad restaurants.
Yeah, I would watch that. I watch the fuck out of that.
They have to be like hotel restaurants, though, because he reviews the food and then he reviews where he's sleeping.
No, you're thinking of Hotel Hell. He does that in Hotel Hell. Kitchen Nightmares, he literally goes to failing and struggling businesses.
Yeah, no, we're mixing it all together.
Oh.
RuPaul's Drag Race, Kitchen Nightmares, and Hotel Hell all
600
together.
Pound Life. Throw that bitch in there too.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was watching 600 Pound
What else
Life.
do you want?
I was watching 600 Pound Life last night, and it makes me mad that there's so many people featured from the Northwest. But what made it absolutely worse is that there was a lady in there from Bend, Oregon, and I was like, oh fuck, I know exactly where that is.
I know her.
And
It's so funny.
She's that bitch.
I probably have walked past her.
Oh.
It's a little town.
And wasn't it? Who was it? Wasn't it you, Jay, who like one of the people from 600 Pound Life like slammed you or some shit?
Yeah, they used to be bullies. There was a couple of redhead twins named Candy and Brandy, and they used to bully me.
Oh god.
Give your fucking lunch money.
No, it was worse. They would literally lift me off the ground and body slam me.
Oh god.
And you go, ow!
Dude, I was a little kid. I was like 4 years old.
Be a fucking man.
All right.
I told my wife, I was like, I think that like pretty much all the episodes from 600 Pound Life take place in Portland. And she was like, no, they don't. I was like, I'm not kidding. Just watch. Like, we always watch them, and they come in like Portland or around. And sure enough, we like turn on the TV and go to 600 Pound Life, and it's like, oh, Beaverton, Oregon.
Well, I don't know, dude.
Hood and shit.
I've seen a lot of the like the Midwest lately.
Oh, really? I haven't been up to date, so.
Yeah, you need to catch up in your 600-pound life, dude. Dr. Nowzarden is like internet god right now too. People are getting like tattoos with his face and stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I should have talked about this in news. I just remembered because we're talking about TV shows. Is this a real thing? Do you know if The Office is going to be taken off of Netflix?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
No, I don't know if The Office is. I know Friends for sure is.
I saw something about The Office.
Well, since The Office is like 7% of their viewership, which is by far the most of any TV show, that would be stupid, but you never know what's going to happen.
Maybe they had a contract and they just don't want to renew it.
Well, I'm guessing that could be, but I know Warner Brothers is making their own streaming service, and they own Friends. So they're taking Friends off Netflix and giving it to their own streaming service.
Huh.
Dude, Netflix might be in trouble soon because, like, was it Disney and ESPN? They're going to be, like, making this huge streaming service. HBO's going to have HBO Max. Like, there's going to be a lot of, like, contenders out there, which sucks because, like, only, like, so many people have, like, 2, like, streaming services and, like, even fewer have 2 or more. It's so crazy to think about, but like people are actually maybe potentially spending more than if they just had like a regular cable subscription.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, Netflix, like I want to say it was a few weeks ago or maybe like last month or something, they posted a $3 billion loss. They expected to sign like 2.5 million, or no, they expected to sign 5 million subscribers, but they only signed like 2.5 million. And I don't even know how they did that. Because, like, not many people actually have Netflix. It's like one dude in, like, South Dakota who, like, shares it with everybody.
Yeah. I know that I share mine.
Netflix kind of has, like, they had a monopoly on their stuff for a while. I mean, nobody else had a streaming service like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now times are a-changing.
Now, I mean, even people are on others, and you almost have brand loyalty with streaming services. So, like, Amazon Prime is another example. They actually have really good content. They have really cool, like, movies that come out on I think it's a weekly or monthly basis. I can't remember. But Hulu's doing really well. YouTube's actually starting to jump into that too with live TV, and they give out free movies every month. So it's getting wild, man. It's going to get really competitive, which is good. But who knows if people are actually going to be continuing to use all of those streaming services.
For sure. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we close this out?
One thing that I didn't cover in news, basically, Zombieland 2 Double Tap. The trailer just came out. It looks hilarious. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to see more from it. If it's anything like the first one, it's going to be really funny. But I think it's one of those movies that's kind of polarizing. People either love it or hate it.
I want to say something too. Do you realize in our group chat I posted the trailer for that?
Yeah, I did it on purpose.
And like 10 minutes later, you posted the same trailer. You didn't even like mine. You just posted another trailer, the exact same trailer right after I did.
I saw you post it, like, and I swear to God, like by the time I saw it, it was like maybe 5 minutes before I was gonna post it. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna hate post this," and so I posted it over yours.
Hey, let's do a few shout outs. We can start with you, Jacob.
Shout out to my dog, Kylie, my mom, Jackson, big boy.
Yeah.
Ben, and Jose, and Danny, and I think that's all my friends.
Jay?
I first want to shout out Javad. I want to shout out Katie. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Jacob's mother and Ben's mom. Dawn Marie, what's up?
Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my son, Raven, Robbie, Kat. Shout out to Jay Henney, the great and powerful Kooky Lukey, Patrick, and one more who I've forgotten. I hope he's still listening. My guy Jordan D. All right.
Shout out Gordon Ramsay and RuPaul and Dr. Nowzarden.
And not shout out to Brandy and Candy though. Fuck them.
Well, actually, you know what? They had a really rough childhood, so if they're doing better, then I'm sure they're better people.
Oh, you're such a nice guy. Well, everyone, thank you for being here. Goodbye.
Lighters.